Hey guys, here is another flip of before and after of this gorgeous vase we have in the living room for a centerpiece, and this one in the kitchen. And I hope you do enjoy today's flipping with me. So these vases, one of them is bought from Vinted, which is an app that is like used things, and the other one standing there, the green one, is a pawn shop vase, and then the a bit like ball type is from IKEA, about £1 or so too. Yeah, so this is the one from Vinted. I'm going to use this paint to do this. Is an ordinary wall paint, like a white paint, which I'm going to use to mix into other colors. And this one is also a wall paint which I used to do my kitchen. Remember, Egyptian cotton, and the same one I use for my rails. And this one is overtly olive. That is the one I use for my bathroom makeover, if you remember. It's like a bit of like a greenish, but it's not, like just between. So I'm just mixing a bit of it into the white paint to just get the consistency that I want, and so use it to do my painting. So this is how the green one looks, not too much light and not too deep between. Yeah, and then this is the Egyptian cotton I've put into the white paint. Also look really gorgeous. It look a bit like between like a neutral or like a bit, yeah, natural color. Yeah, so I'm putting baking soda, this one is bicarbonate of soda, into this one, and then the other one with baking powder. I'm using two different powders to see how they will look when they finish, when they dry. So all I did is mix the paints with the baking powder and baking soda in different pots, mix them to make sure they are well mixed, and start painting my vase. That is it. So yeah, when they are all done, I'm just going to start painting my vases, and that is it. I'm using the green one, light green one, to paint the longer vase that I bought from the pound shop, and then I'm going to use the other one to paint the bigger vase, like round one, for the centerpiece, like the living room table. Yeah, so this is how it looks. First of all, I paint around it and let it dry on the sun, because it was a very hot day. I was indoors. After painting the first time, I went to put it on the sun. It dried really quick, less than about 15 minutes the time I was painting. The rest, it was dry. So I'm painting this one as the other one is on the sun. So I make sure the paint is coated at the outside properly. This one is very smooth vase. If you can look at it, it's like an egg. I mean, really smooth. So it's really difficult for the paint to stay on, but I managed to do it. So what I did is I make sure the first coat also dried properly on the sun before I went in with the second coat. I think this one is almost done. I made sure it's coat everywhere. I just like the texture of it. It makes the thing look a bit rough. And this is the little vase from IKEA, about less than £1 actually. The two of them that I bought is less than £1, I think. Yeah, so just painting this one too. One is on the window with those like fake flowers in it, which I'm not painting that. That would be like just left extra if I need like water in a vase with maybe natural flowers. So that's the one behind there on the window, and so that's the second one I'm painting. This one is also another tricky one to paint, really. So I make sure I paint it and put on the sun, and now this one is dry almost. You can see how it is not fully dry, but between. Yeah, and so just putting another coat on it. When I finish this coat, I'm going to put it on the sun again, make sure it dries again, and then I'll continue. Also, there is another method of drying this very quick. You can use a dryer, you know, hand dryer, if you want. Just connect it to the wall and just start like drying it around anywhere that you want it to dry. Just use it all over the pot and make sure it dries however you want before you continue. That's, let's say the weather is not good, it's rainy or it's damp, and you want the thing dried very quick. That's another option for you to dry or leave it on the sun. That's the ones I've tried before. Yeah, and so as you can see, this one is dried again. When it dries, looking around like white, but not completely white, around like natural that way. Yep, so just making sure it's all really coated nicely. Now it's becoming thicker. The more it dries and you add more coat, the nicer it will look. You see that the texture of it becomes that syrup, you know, that gorgeous touch that you want to feel. It's already becoming that. Also, I think my paint is a little bit more light, so if you have a paint that is more thicker, it will be really good or better. You see that texture coming out a lot. My paint, I think I need to maybe add a little bit of something that will make it a bit more thicker. I had other options I wanted to do, but then I decided to not anyway. So I just wanted it this way because I've done some painting of vases before and they came out really good using same paint. So yep, there is also another paint that you can use. I think those ones they have been using on canvas, I think acrylic. Yeah, I think acrylic paint you can use with these and mix it with your baking sodas and stuff and use it on. That is another really good option for you to use, but this is the color that I want my vase to look like. So now they are all dry, really looking gorgeous. I've just brought them to the counter so that you can see it. This look really good, nice and gorgeous. But this little one, I decided to like give it a different bit of a texture, like an old looking kind of, like, you know, like a dirty old looking vase. I have this kind of idea, I don't know where I got it from anyway. But then this big one, I'm keeping it how it is because I wanted to match the tints I have in my living room, which are like a bit between cream and that kind of white stuff. That's how this one looks. As I bring it closer, you can see the texture of it. Like, it's really good. Yeah, you can see what I mean. You touch it, it's very rough, and it's not really rough, it's between, and it's just really gorgeous. That's my taste of vase anyway. So that's how it looks, and I like it a lot. And I'm going to bring the other one, the long one, to so that you see the differences between them. The one I use baking soda, and then the one I use baking powder. I think they are not much difference really. They all like just same kind of texture on them. They look that really beautiful with that kind of hard tough like texture onto it, if you understand what I mean. As you can see, like some kind of bead pops on all on it. So this is what I mean by making it look a bit dirty or like brown. I use coffee, actually I use a coffee, just a bit of coffee ground, and I mix with a little bit of liquid to make it that kind of brownish stuff. And then I'm using a paper or like a tissue to apply it very light onto the back, if you understand what I mean. That's how it's looking, like a very dirty vase. Anyway, if I change my mind, it's very easy to paint over it again and dry. That is it. This is really quick and easy, and one way to just flip your old vases or vases that maybe you think they look like really nice with very good beautiful shapes, but you don't want to throw them away. You want to use them like to decorate your home, like matching your colors and all that. Just use any color that you want of paint and mix this baking soda and baking powder into it, and there you are, you get your kind of texture vase that you want, and you enjoy having them. And so as I finish with them, or I'm decorating them, this is how the big one look on the centerpiece. And there is something that the pot is sitting on here. It's just a normal wood. It's a wood, like a board kind of. I painted the same paint that I used for the vase to just put on the table and drop this one on it. I did it on its own, but I felt like putting something under it will give it another kind of feel. I don't know where I got this idea from anyway. So this is how it looks now, really looking gorgeous. The flowers I have in it are fake. They are from Shein. Yeah, they're from Shein official, very cheap. I think total of those flowers will be around maybe £10. It's not only this one, there are about a few of them. I put the remaining into different vases, different type of colors. And yeah, this is another part of the flower that I put in this one, because they all come together and cost that about £10, so not much expensive at all. And this is the one that I'm talking about. I want it to look a bit more dirty, you know, like a dirty girl. Yeah, this is how it looks. I just like the way it looks, and it's really nice and beautiful, gorgeous anyway. And then the other one is, I think, on the window. Yeah, I will show that one to you. That one, I have some old flowers I had from my old house. I put into it. I've not really decided what specifically to put into it yet. That one is on my window, and this is how it looks. You can remember this little vase in the corner they're showing. Yeah, I also painted it anyway in one of the videos. Yeah, thanks so much guys for your support and watching my videos, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.
Still go, I never answer to no, man, I still go, 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 yo, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way.